And hello, welcome back to Reverie. Last time, it felt like two fucking different things were happening. We got these guys who were like very clearly on the replace robots or thing, and then just everything, like, all I knew blew up a little bit, so I'm not really sure what thing. So, save my sanity, please. A little. You just need to give me a little bit to like, grasp onto.
This is Arya's shrine, then?
Okay. Magical stuff now.
That's right. We came here during the Civil War 2 years ago, too.
Okay. If it relates to Divine Knights and all the magical stuff and all the etc., I guess that was, by concept, a sort of way for technology and magic to sort of cross there before. Obviously, everything has to sort of come back to the same sort of source, in a sense. They're not going to have, like, two extremely different sources for all the phenomenon. It's not going to be, like, two independent mysteries. I would think it would be, at least.
The disturbance in the spirit veins has made it manifest once more. It's how we were able to swoop in and save the day.
It does seem like we'll be able to use parallel teleportation to go to Crossbell from here.
I see. Then we would request your aid, so we can finally bring this madness to an end.
Then it shall be given.
Sounds like the rest of our number have reached the other shrines. We're good to go at any time.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. We have skipped giving me sanity and jumped straight into let's do this. Okay, so let's do this.
Thinking about it, this will be the first time both Class 7s have come together since Prince Olivert's wedding.
Yeah. Not the most festive of circumstances, but it sounds like we'll be needing all the help we can get. Ever since the Supreme Leader made his move, this land has been engulfed in chaos. The people of Zemuria aren't going to know peace until he's well and truly deposed. So let's go to Crossbell, where we'll end this once and for all.
O wayfarers, shadowlings from realms fantastic.
Deliver us to the land of Terra Capitalis!
Wait. I didn't get a good look. Was Reen's hair and eyes still different? From this angle, it doesn't. It took over half a day for the Republican army to get the situation at their base under control and come to Nord's aid. They claim to have no idea why their tanks and airships had started acting on their own. They're also clearly finding it hard to believe that all the weapons slated to be destroyed could have just disappeared. We owe you our deepest thanks for... Okay, yeah, he looks exactly the same as... We owe you our deepest thanks for helping to avoid the worst case scenario here. I'll admit, I never thought the day would come where I'd feel gratitude towards the Ashen Chevalier. We're just glad that we were able to prevent a third party from igniting the flames of war all over again. Third party indeed. Oh yeah, he doesn't sound like he exactly believes it. Yeah. A third party and a familiar second party. Yeah, I know we are at the Empire are a bit at fault here. Sorry. We're already paying reparations, man. Our unit will be here shortly, it seems. We anticipate it will take several days to remove all of our weapons from the Highlands, but it should prove doable. I will say, the most impressive thing about all the history that they have presented so far is the idea that the Empire actually agreed to pay reparations over being like, yeah, we fucked up. Imagine if a real country in the modern day made a brazen, stupid move, realized their mistake, and was just like, okay, without needing to be like beaten into the ground in a war first, and was like, okay, sorry, reparations, let's try to make this good. We obviously fucked up. We admit we are capable of admitting fault. Until that is complete, our army shall not interfere with one another in this region. Is that acceptable to you? Yes. We'll do all we can to make sure discussions between our governments go smoothly, too. Certainly hope you succeed. I'm glad we could convince them to give us the benefit of the doubt. They clearly suspect Erebonian involvement, but can't dismiss the idea that this really was the United Nations work either. Especially since they must know as well that, as we do, that physically moving that many weapons in such a short time wouldn't be easy. Also, if this really is the Supreme Leader's doing, he probably is fucking around in the Republic too, to some extent. And I would also say, if he's not, that probably would be telling. I'm not sure what it would tell, but it would be, indicative of something that I don't know. I imagine they are still having trouble believing that His Highness the Prince was abducted too. I'm not surprised, I'm still having a hard time processing what happened, and we were directly involved. Earlier that day, the sudden appearance of that White Divine Knight turned the situation in the Highlands on its head. In the end, it disappeared before anything could be ascertained about its origin or objectives. Okay, the fact that we're calling it White Divine Knight, no one's recognizing it? During the chaos, the devices in the watchtower and on the giant statue, as well as the robotic Arios, vanished without a trace. Oh, really? This left us without so much as a single clue to work with. The Nonsense and Merkabah were also heavily damaged. Fortunately, there are no injuries among the crews on both ships, but it was clear neither would fly again anytime soon. Furthermore, we still had no idea where the Sonar's seashell was, and as a result, remained unable to use the round of 7. Okay, good to know. There's always the chance it was part of that device in some capacity, and if they were able to retrieve their equipment. The United Nations also continued to block all communications, preventing us from learning about the situation there. Unfortunately, that left us in the dark, as the whereabouts and the condition of Elisa, Machias, and Toa. And Sharon. Sharon's our friend, too. The situation might have calmed, but we still haven't truly resolved anything. Your assistance would be a boon to us. Not that I intend to sit on my hands either. I'll be thinking of a way forward. I will see they reach the capital safely. I'll be counting on you to do what you can on your end. Got room for a +1? I was dreading having to explain my way through the checkpoint. There's still a lot we need to do in order to quell the chaos, but it was clear that sitting idly by was not an option. We knew all we needed to come together and plan our next move as soon as possible. Okay, please don't leave the elephant in the room unaddressed. Please don't leave the settlement. Please don't leave the elephant in the room unaddressed, because Reen was really... Don't leave it unaddressed, don't leave it unaddressed. Why does it feel like they're just gonna be like it just went away after like 5 minutes? Oh, okay. You don't all need to stare at me like I'm going to faint at any moment. I'm fine now, honestly. The words "I'm fine" carry little weight coming from you. I couldn't agree more. We take our eyes off of you for just a little while, and look what happens. I really think that you're blowing what happened out of proportion. You were physically altered. We only worry because we care, Reen. I'm genuinely grateful that you saved the lives of my family, I really am. But we want to know what happened to you, too. So if you know, please tell us. Seeing your hair and one of your eyes change color like that reminded me of half a year ago. Did his eyes change color? It's been a while. It made me think of how you looked when the curse had almost taken you over. I guess, yeah, at that point, I could maybe remember eyes. Yeah, it's been a while. Sorry, I really don't want to worry you. But I swear there's nothing wrong with me. I can't sense any curse hanging over me now. How were you able to summon the fucking Soldat? It wasn't Valimar, but you still summoned a Soldat. Why did you have like that onset like memory thing going on there? Where it seemed like your memories didn't line up correctly. You're not even gonna question that? You're not gonna even, like... We have to confirm from Aaron that the Great Twilight is completely over. So it should be impossible for what happened to Reen to be connected to it in any way, but... I'd like to believe that too, but what happened seems to be suggesting otherwise. The changes in your appearance are not the only unusual part about what happened, either. You were able to summon a Panzer Soldat from far away, were you not? Yeah, how do you even do that? It was, one of the new ones from the branch campus's hangar, right? That far? Oh, wow. Yeah, from the new generation developed by Makarov. Still haven't been formally deployed, but they're stronger than the current generation that's in use. It's amazing how many generations they go through quickly. As someone who works in, like, development of, like, actual, like, hardware, electromechanical systems, I'll say that much. As someone who works in, like, electromechanical systems, the, like, actual turnaround of, like, developing, like, that, something that, developing something significantly smaller is already a multi-year process, typically. And the bigger you get, the more it takes to test it, because there's a lot more testing you need to do, because there's a lot more going on in it. The Turfing Axe was specifically developed for Reen and tuned to him, but that alone does not explain what happened. Right, it's not meant to be able to teleport or cut railway gun shells in half. Is it meant to be able to fly? You normally expect that kind of power from Divine Knights. I think the whole thing was BS if it wasn't coming from you. But speaking of nice, what's this about something looking like, that looked like one showing up? We were all wondering the same thing. Hopefully, we will know more when Roselia and the others finish their investigation.
Ah, I see everyone is assembled already.
Have you managed to learn anything?
I most certainly did, but it was not easy.
Oh, would you like some praise? You're so amazing, Roselia. Here, have a head pat. I have a question for you, kiddo. Did you feel anything unusual other than the changes in your body when you saw that white contraption? Now that you mention it... What is it, instructor? Oh, don't you dare try to keep any more secrets from us. I'm not going to. I'm just having trouble explaining what I felt in words. The second I saw it, all kinds of images and emotions came just like flooding into my head. All at once. I can't remember what specific images and emotions they were, though. Really? I believe it was some kind of resonance phenomenon. You and that eighth Divine Knight resonated with one another. Wait, Divine Knight? Oh, is it like when he got the memories of the old Emperor Lionheart? Names. I'm never going to remember names. The old Emperor, and he got them from Valamar's previous memories, or like experiences with Valamar. You are convinced that it truly stands among their number there? What do you mean when you say resonated? Now that you mention it, that thing did seem interested in Reen somehow. It appeared immediately after Reen used that strange power too. And then went away, which is the more interesting part, I think. Well, no, actually, all of it's similarly interesting. Wait a second, none of this is making any sense. Yes, you know as well as we do that it can't be a genuine Divine Knight. Calm down, I know very well what you're saying. I know that there are only supposed to be 7 Divine Knights and that they have all vanished from this dimension. But the mana flowing throughout it and the marks in it left in the spirit veins leave no room for doubt. Well, interesting thought. You could say, like, maybe the gnomes built like an 8th Divine Knight in secret, but the thing that defines it, and particularly the point about the mana flowing through it and the marks left on it by spirit veins, that implies it has that, like, defining characteristic of being built from parts of the Great Power, right? We can hardly afford to ignore that coming from the Elder of the Kin of Fire. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Unfortunately, I haven't a clue what caused the resonance to happen. Perhaps it's because you are a former Awakener, or perhaps the cause lies elsewhere. But either way, this new Divine Night will likely be our biggest clue yet in learning what we are facing. Since its existence is even more of an impossibility than the advanced technology we've seen in changes in Reen's body. I'm still having trouble processing all of this, if I'm being honest. But I think at least see what we need to be doing. Yeah, better to do something than sit around worrying about it. We'll need to find the answers we seek, and then bring all of this to an end. That's all there is to it. But, Grandmother, what brings you to Nord in the first place? We're fortunate that you are here, but I imagine your presence is no coincidence. Oh, I haven't explained yet, have I? I've been investigating something related to this case for a while now with a couple of helpers. I'll call them here now.
Celine, can you and Zeit come here for a moment?
Oh.
If you insist.
Oh, that's why Zeit is here. Oh, no. No!
So much for that saucer of milk I was savoring.
Say that when you're a cat, motherfucker. Say that when you're a cat.
There'll be others. Still, I didn't know you were here in Nord.
And in human form.
No, don't say that in like an appreciative, manner.
Only because it's part of my training. I'm not in this form by...
I would have thought
Nope.
she'd be used to it by now. But it seems not.
I feel like if she goes soon in that form, I'm actually going to be skipping voice lines. Legitimately. Out of everything in the series, I legitimately don't actually like that. It was what it was. Let it die, Falcom.
I believe this is our first time speaking like this, children of Erebonia.
Zeit! I wasn't expecting to see you here.
You must be the SSS's Divine Wolf. He really can talk, huh?
Thank you again for coming to our aid yesterday. We would have been in real trouble without you.
The SSS told us about you. How you're a holy beast charged with watching over a Septarian the way Roselia was.
That was once my duty, but I've since been relieved of it. Still, this continent is my home, as much as it is yours. Thus, I have kept vigil over the land since the Great Twilight, particularly for distortions in the spirit veins.
I was under the impression that those distortions had disappeared after the Twilight came to Meditent. They did for a while, but some time ago they returned once more. The reaction we sensed was strong enough to be called a singularity, but we were unable to piece together anything else. Did they call it a singularity in Cold Steel? Did I, overthink the nature of what they called a singularity in the previous episodes? I might have. I bet people have made comments on that. Then again, it did make for some fun speculation. Yeah. We have been combining our efforts to find out more ever since. Then yesterday, it finally decided to step into the spotlight for us. In other words, the singularity you're talking about is that Divine Night. Indeed. We hurried to the scene and even we were shocked by what we saw. Unfortunately, we aren't entirely sure where it is now. But after your encounter, it appeared to set off in the direction of Crossbell. Oh, so it's still here? Promising. All roads lead to Crossbell, it seems. Yeah, that seems like a series-wide thing at this point. The distortion first appeared in Crossbell too. Testimony from the 23rd Armored Division indicates that the vanished warships and railway guns were sent there too. Oh, fantastic! Yay! That was also where the Supreme Leader first appeared, to sow the seeds of a new war. I'm sure Lloyd and the others are doing their best over there, but they shouldn't need to face this alone. Yeah, I'm sure Elisa, Maki, and Toa would appreciate our help too. If we want to find out the truth and bring all this to an end, I think we're going to have to go there ourselves. Count us in too. Can't turn a blind eye to this either. All of our work related to the coup d'etat and the abduction are now finished. Yep, now we can fully dedicate ourselves to this. We should finally be able to gather in one place. Guess I can tag along. Thanks, everyone. I don't know what I'd do without you. Now, this begs the question of how we're going to get into Crossbell, though. True. The Ebon Defense Force has the whole border fortified. Well, Zeit got out. We won't be able to rely on the Merkabah or the nonsense for a while either. But given the current situation, we may have another option.
Indeed. With the spirit vein stimulated, we should be able to open the spirit path.
I think that is our best option. Though it won't be easy to use that method to travel all the way to Crossbell. Indeed, the Fiends aren't as active as they were during the Great Twilight, and there are rather a lot of us. But I think if we work, it will work if we teleport from different spirit shrines across the land. It'll take some groundwork to pull off, but I can help out with that. Sounds like we have a plan. We really are fortunate to have you all. We'll have preparations of our own to make, so how does departing tomorrow afternoon suit everyone? If nothing else, we'll need to make our way to the nearest spirit shrine. Alright, let's go with that. Now see everyone tomorrow in Crossbell. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. All roads lead to Crossbell. 0th hour? Okay, interesting. Trails from Zero? I recognize this place. Yeah, the wetland southeast of Crossbell City. This is also where Leanne breathed her last half a year ago. I thought it would be a safe place to arrive given its distance from the city. I think that was an appropriate decision. Thanks for the help, Celine and Zeit. Think nothing of it. I didn't do much.
I was happy to help.
It's funny how nostalgic it feels to be back here. I haven't even been away for that long.
It's Crossbell. Of course you feel that way. Don't worry. I'm sure your family is fine.
And we're here to make sure it stays that way.
Thanks. Both of you. You're right. I need to believe.
I'm surprised you were able to make it, Major. Finding and taking care of all Supreme Leader sympathizers in the army didn't sound like it would be an easy job.
Matthias Vander graciously agreed to take over the reins of that task. Generals Van Dyke, Zex Vander, and Craig are also taking direct roles in the effort. With the domestic situation in capable hands, I thought it best to focus on excising the problem at the root. And on a personal level, I want to know what Rufus is trying to achieve.
Have we told her that we don't think that's the real Rufus?
It's regretful that we're still none the wiser on that front.
I guess either Rufus, she wasn't around for that original one, but she probably is aware of the two versions. That probably came up previously.
The real Rufus said something about meeting next in Crossbell, didn't he?
Yeah. This is just me forgetting random little details because there's like 3 storylines going on.
He did. I'm sure we'll be meeting both the real and replica soon enough.
Hey, are you sure you're alright, Reen?
Yesterday must have put you through it, huh? Well, I'm not planning on pulling off anything like that again. So no reason for my family to get worked up.
Okay. As long as you understand. Zeno and Leo would hate it if something happened to you too. Don't forget that.
I don't know how they factor into this, but good to know.
Yeah.
Name dropping them always works wonders.
I don't care what you do, so long as you come back with some good samples for my research.
What sort of samples do you want, buddy?
Even the Society isn't capable of making those devices or humanoid weapons.
Okay, yeah, you're right about that. I guess they did say the Arios one disappeared, so yay.
Just hurry up and get my materials back.
You must really be frustrated by their absence to have agreed to come with us, Professor.
At least we don't need to worry about any tech issues with you around.
So what are you all planning on doing next?
If nothing else, I want to further investigate the spirit veins.
I think we need to start by getting a solid grasp of the situation here. Our final goal is to apprehend the Supreme Leader and liberate Crossbell. But we need to proceed with caution.
Right. We don't know what's lurking behind him and what the EDF is up to. We just have to play it by ear for now.
Especially since we can't use the round of 7. If we screw up, we can't exactly reach out for backup.
That's very true.
It really hurts to not be able to communicate freely.
Looks like I made the right move coming here after all.
Was that?
Him and his damn instincts.
Hey there. How's it hanging, guys? Sounds like you ran into some kind of hell in Nord.
How the hell are you always one step ahead, Scarecrow? And how do you even know we were here? Don't even try to say it was a hunch. He's the one person for whom I wouldn't rule that out. Yeah, just because we can't communicate with the outside doesn't mean there's no way to find out what's going on. A guy could steal a transceiver from the EDF, for example. Oh, how cunning. So you still have it? Imagine that proved more difficult than you make it sound. Well, apart from that, I just know you guys. I figured you used that little hack of yours for getting around. Pair that with all the other intel I figured you had, and boom. In fact, I came to Crossbell right before the ceremony was all instinct, though. I just figured something would happen. That intuition of yours truly is sharp. Who are you to talk about hacks and shit? His acumen is impressive indeed. Wait, but if you've been in Crossbell this whole time... Yep, we've got notes to compare, shall we? We would appreciate that. I'm so glad that at least Amakius and Toa are alright. Are they? Because 2 of those were unaccounted for last I saw. Yeah, and Lloyd and the others too. Can't say I've seen every one of them with my own eyes, but they're a tough bunch. I'm sure they're all still playing their parts. But it sounds as though the Urban Defense Force are even more of a, well, force to be reckoned with than we feared. Yeah, I really don't want to come up against those new Zauber soldats. We don't have any soldats of our own, so we'll want to avoid a head-on conflict. Especially if they have so many of them. Just how long have they been preparing for this? Ain't that the question? Personally, I'm more concerned about where all those weapons that vanished from Nord ended up. We are under the impression that they've been sent to Crossbell. But you say that doesn't match up with what you have learned. It sure doesn't. Besides, where would you even hide that much stuff in a small place like Crossbell? That's true. Active camouflage alone can only get you so far. Unless you're doing something like they did in Nord. So you're saying the EDF never brought them up in all your time spying? If you're saying that the EDF never brought them up in all your time spying, that does suggest they really aren't here. Well, the only way to be sure is to check for ourselves. Either way, you know where the EDF is positioned now, at least. The only places I've confirmed they have a presence around here are Michelin and a small number of the roads. And I'll leave it up to you how you use the intel I've given you. Thanks for sharing it with us. It'll be really helpful. I think our best course is to begin by splitting up into groups and gathering information. I'd like to start by learning more about the situation at Michelin, St. Ursula, and near the city. A prudent approach. Let's split up into groups then. Oh. Three of my favorite characters. And Kurt. Kurt's fun. Kurt's good. Kurt's good. What he does and stuff. Haven't had Altina for a little bit, though. A lot of locked-in... A lot of locked-in options. A lot of people we haven't heard from much today. Yes, this is our team then, including one that's... everything's about regret. No. I've been with the Michelin since the send-off party 7 months ago. We all owe a great deal to Eunice's father for his help at the time, so I do hope he is in good health. I really hope we can make sure of that while we're here. I'm sure we're gonna learn something. Try not to stress too much. Yeah, we'll find out what's going on.
Listen, Reen. I refuse to allow you to shoulder any more burdens alone. Not while I'm here. I've spent the past half year becoming stronger for your benefit. Rely on me, please. Without protest, without reservation.
I'm sorry for worrying you, Laura. I'll be sure to count on you. Battle or no battle.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Alright, we'll make our way to St. Ursula then. Sounds like the EDF aren't standing guard there, but be careful all the same. Should you find anything, inform us promptly. We'll make our way towards the city. I'm hoping we can find some way to get inside of it. Should we find any elements of resistance, we'll offer our support. We're counting on you. Well, let's do this thing, people. We shall accompany them part of the way. Yeah, there's a spirit vein I want to investigate in that direction. Oh, and speaking of Michelin, there are distortions in the spirit veins over in that region too. Be careful. We will. Thanks for telling us. I'll be counting on you too, Celine. I know. If anything happens, I'll be sure to put the kibosh on it. Thanks. And sorry, I really hate to be such a source of worry for everyone. If anything, what happened to you is likely our biggest clue going forward. You needn't apologize. I mean, most likely, it's also exactly what, like... Obviously, we had all that whole discussion about, like, what's the point of all that even happening? Someone needs to benefit. And the only real answer, based on the direction they were going, while there was some, like, other stuff that might have been the case and all that sort of thing, if we, like, sort of switched around some of our assumptions about, like, the purpose and whatnot, what they are clearly pointing us towards was all that shit at the end was the benefit. Whether it's what happened to Reen, or if that was a side effect. Or if the Divine Knight was it, or etc, etc, etc. Given that the... I will say, given that the thing that triggered all that happening seemed to be the railway gun firing, which led to that whole thing with Reen, it does feel like that happening to Reen was at least the cause and effect to cause the Divine Knight, if not also something they wanted. I don't know who any of that would benefit outside of, oh no, Divine Knight. Honestly, I guess Divine Knight we don't recognize, which is the important thing. Divine Knight we do not recognize. That is an interesting development by itself, right? If you're the only one with a Divine Knight, only one with that power, you certainly would be able to have a much better chance against other militaries. Probably. If anything, is the biggest clue. Fear not, we shall keep watch over him. Yes, we won't let him do himself any harm. You can hardly believe he's the instructor here. Likes to be popular, huh? There's still clearly a lot we have to learn, but I'm sure we can find some way out of this if we work together. Let's make for Michelin. Counting on you all. Right.
Okay. So it's back to the wetlands, huh? Reminds me of our encounter with the Steel Maiden.
We owe her so much. Truly.
I know this place is gloomy and all, but you don't need to make it gloomier with your attitudes.
You're right. We'd best pick up our spirits and our pace to Michelin.
Tombstone. I imagine it was built to honor the late Lance Maiden. Most likely it was the work of the Eisenritter. There are flowers, too. I wonder if they were left by who I think they were. I wouldn't be surprised. No saying if we're gonna run into them during this, though. Please. Might not want to be quite so trusting of that lot. One of them I really want to be trusting of. Anyway, let's get moving. We don't have time to be dawdling here. Yeah, she's right. Hey, look at this familiar looking door. This unlocked familiar looking door. This even feels like a security threat. Oh my goodness, there's people on the beach. There's no sign of the EDF from nearby, from what I can tell. They're almost certainly stationed here, according to Major Arundel, however. They may simply not be on high alert around this area. True, but that's good news for us. Now, if only we knew where Dad was. Let's gather information and see what people have to say. Maybe someone spotted him today. Just one thing, though. Are you sure you want to walk around here in that form, Celine? Could be risky, with all the Mishies running around. But with all the Mishies running around, she kind of fits in with the tail and the ears. Might be perfect, really. Hey, who are you comparing to a bunch of posers wearing cat suits, huh? How many times do I need to explain that staying in this form is part of my training? Now, can we drop this and move on already? Please, Celine, your training is not that important. I think Fee might have struck a nerve there. Better to do, she says, and get back to work.
It feels so different from usual.
I'll say, we're at a resort. Shouldn't be such a damn drag.
Well, we can make it less of a drag once we figure out what's going on.
True that. True that. Hey, I recognize all of you. Oh, that's a good sign. You're the ones from the send-off party the night before the war started and came back for a little vacation not too long ago. Yeah, that was. I'm impressed you remembered us from just that. Actually, we're sort of here on business this time. Thought that it might be it. Come all here through the wetlands? Said to be teaming with monsters, though. Yeah, that must have been some track. I knew you guys were tough, but not that tough. Whatever you came to do at Michelin must be important if you went through all that trouble just to get here. Well, regardless, we can't offer much in the way of service at the moment, but we're happy that you came to visit. Good to know. Okay, just tourist. I was like wondering, those two look slightly familiar. Should I recognize them? And the answer is no. Uh-oh. No. Trolling soldiers, they've got us pinned. Just our luck. We'll have to find a way to...
Everyone over here, quick.
That sounds like...
You heard the man. Move.
Yeah, we stand out like a sore thumb.
Dad! I knew it!
Long time no see, Yuna. You look worn out. I knew it. I must have worried you sick.
Well, it's good that it's not the other way around.
You haven't, Dad. It's okay. If anyone's been worrying the family sick, it's me. I didn't have to worry about you because I believed. I believed that you were safe. So, on the flip side, you're the reason I've been able to go out and do what needs doing.
Is that so? You've become so strong, Yuna.
Wow, what a nice family. His voice acting is weirdly stilted in a way that I think he's an automaton. I can see how Yuna turned out to be such a strong young woman. I'm glad you're all okay. I'm sorry it had to happen this way, but you're all more than welcome here. Thanks for saving us back there, sir. Let me get straight to the point, though. Can you brief us on the situation? Absolutely. Let me tell you everything that happened under the declaration of the so-called United Nation. So, Michelin is completely under their control then? I'm afraid so. The soldiers appeared here at the same time they attacked the ceremony. They fortunately haven't tried to harm us in any way, but as you can see, we've had to close the park for the time being. We've also been doing our best to shelter evacuees, but I'm not sure how long we'll be able to keep this one up. That's worrying to hear. Why would they pick a place like this to take over, though? It's far as hell from the city. What's here that makes it devoting manpower to? That's a good question. It makes me think there might be something here that relates to what they're trying to achieve. Sounds like an investigation is in order. Wasn't the Azure Tree was like in the area, wasn't it? How do like notable things that actually happen here? I'm trying to think of ideas. Like a lot of Michelin stuff is pretty benign in terms of like what was happening. Very domestic. Outside of like the Azure Tree being near it. Because I think it was over here, wasn't it? Right now, the main base of operations here is the guest house on the villa grounds. One of our employees claims a giant robot is guarding the entrance. Sounds like we have at least one archaism to deal with then. I can't believe they're deploying something like that on the villa grounds. Ugh. The guest house was the place we had our send-off party last year, if I recall. We can't turn a blind eye to this. What do you have in mind? If we want to gather information, we'll need to sneak into the guest house regardless. I think defeating the soldiers here is going to be our fastest, easiest option. It depends how many there are. So we're gonna liberate the place, huh? Are you sure? But won't we run the risk of making the situation here worse? I doubt it. We're a fair way from the city, so I think they're unlikely to have reinforcements. For now. Maybe they'll be slow to do it, but... Plus, even if they do call for help, at least we'll be making life easier for Lloyd and the SSS. Saving civilians in need is Bracer's top priority. Can't ignore this either. After what happened in Nord, I think it would be unwise to let the Ebon Defense Force do as they please. I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. You have my eternal gratitude. Enough of it. Let's get to work, then. Please be careful out there, Yuna. Like I said, I don't know for sure how your mother's siblings are doing in the city, but I trust they're just fine, so please don't put yourself in unnecessary danger. I won't, I promise. All I ask is that you believe in us. We'll set Crossbell and Michelin free before you know it. I have all the faith in the world, sweetheart. Good luck. Reed and friends learned as much as they could about the situation on the villa grounds. Then they set about devising a plan to liberate Michelin and immediately put it into action. Gotcha.
Then we're off to search the guest house.
Keep an eye out for the EDF. They'll show up sooner or later.
Will do.
They do like to do that. Oh, hey, Kat. Celine, you wanna... She said to be extremely careful, things could get dicey up ahead. In the theme park, you mean? You should heed a warning after all the spirit veins in these parts are in disarray. Yes. I was gonna joke about talking to the cat, but... Nope, not a joke, apparently. To my surprise. The villa should be up ahead. Looks like we've got a new type of archaism station out there too. Yep, plan or not, they're going to make things. They're not going to make things easy. Better make sure we're completely locked and loaded before we roll out. Lower F easily. Make sure to prepare. Interesting way to phrase that. Okay, Laura Faceline will temporarily be removed from the party. That is an interesting group to remove, considering you just gave them to me, but... Alright, let's get moving. We'll do this just like we discussed. Laura, Fee, Celine, I trust you can handle things on your end. Indeed, leave everything to us. I'm more worried about you. Don't go screwing anything up and ruining our hard work once it's your turn. We'll be fine. Good luck out there, you three. Right, time to get this party started. I admittedly haven't been using Yuna and Crow that much. They're lower level. They're distinctly lower level.
Meow.
I wanted her in her human form for this one joke. Oh, just a cat. That about scared me out of my skin. Stay focused, we can't miss. What's going on? Report. This is a unit at Point B. We've come under attack by an armed group. Wait, is that Thor's uniform? Thor's? The kids who showed up in the Highlands yesterday? Make sure they regret coming here. Call back our patrols. Yeah, none of them are wearing uniforms. Looks like your luck just ran out, brats. Reinforcements will be here any minute. Time to tell us just what hole you all crawled out of. You're the ones who need to start talking. You're going to tell us what you're trying to do in Crossbell. Let's do this, everyone. Don't hold back. Damn right I won't.
Everyone ready?
You're doing a lot of damage for half damage.
And what? Why, you?
Our victory is complete.
Yeah, I did it!
That worked well enough.
Stats updated.
It's working. Keep pressing to the guest house. Goody. It's a giant mechanical pain in the ass. An improved guest burger rod? Looks to have been upgraded significantly too. Haha, too bad for you. You're now in range of our friend here. You can destroy an armored car in less than a minute. How many seconds do you think it'll take to crack a skull? Takes the might of the most elite units in service to the supreme Gotcha. Damn, we're good at this. That's we are. But the real fight is yet to come. Stay alert. The way you people work me, I should report you for animal abuse. It's aversion. Damn it all. You're going to pay for messing with us. Yeah, we're still not in a great situation.
Powerful enemy. Exercise caution.
It's my turn.
Okay. What do we got?
Good luck.
I'll take over. Triumph! Avalon Heart! Let's go! Behold, the soul of an Arcade!
Yeah, I set her up to have just tons of strength before this. So...
Radiant Phoenix
plus 80%. Should feel pretty good.
Back at you.
Don't give up!
Thank you. Behold!
Why, you?
It's my turn. It's my turn.
Altina's next, and she's my healer. So that should be fine.
You got this.
Leave it to me. Crimson Flash! Now!
An opening!
Why, you?
Behold!
Impossible.
I shall go. Arcus activate. Yeah!
Thank you.
I got your back!
Thank you.
Moving out. All yours.
Got it.
Spread out a little bit more.
Showtime.
Yeah, she doesn't have a great for unbalancing. I don't really pay that much attention to that anymore. The like weapon type elements of it.
My turn. Charging.
It's my turn! Hold out! Let's go! Let's go!
Got you. Wiping out. I shall go. Switching out. Now I'm annoyed. Yeah!
I'll handle this.
I also have her set up so that she gets CP from you taking damage. So that helps for the CP recovery part of it.
3, 2. Done.
And resistant, of course.
I'm up! Good luck!
Switching in. Arcus activate. Yeah!
Thank you.
It's my turn. Huh? My turn. Switching out.
Leave it to me!
Might as well do this.
Arcus activate!
Weak!
Yeah!
Fun! Huh?
I'll handle this.
I'm next.
You know, I thought I set her up with a CP. No, actually, I was planning to set her up with a CP regen every turn accessory, but I already had that on Ash. I just forgot to move it over. I wasn't able to get a second one. It's probably the bigger part of it.
Shatter! Warhammer!
Showtime. Wiping.
Let's go!
That didn't go how I wanted.
Kane, Gale!
That also, I didn't think that went through properly.
There!
There's the break. No, okay, I picked.
It's my turn.
I was stupid.
Huh?
Extremely stupid there.
I'm next. It's down. Take this! The coast is clear, but stay on your toes.
Okay. I think some of the new... I didn't have as much of an intent for Fee outside of a bit of evasion, a bit of crit. To try to go for BP. I set up Laura and Fee a bit. Laura much more so because I had a much more clear vision for what I wanted her to be, because I've had a clear vision for her, what I wanted her to be for a while.
Nice! That'll do it.
Cool.
Yeah, I did it!
That's how it's done.
Also nice.
Stats updated. I did it.
Nice,
I must continue to train.
This can't be happening. Supreme Leader's plan couldn't possibly fail. Sounds like we're gonna need to press him on what this plan is. It sure does. There still seems to be more of them inside. Can't let them escape. Let's move in and disarm them. Yeah. We'll get to the bottom of all this, no matter what. The Admin Defense Force refused to come quietly, but despite their resistance, they were quickly overpowered. With all threats neutralized, Reen and friends were free to explore the building. When they did, in a small room inside the guest house. Interesting. What is going on here? They're surveilling the whole of the theme park from here? But why? That's the big question. Looks like all the equipment they brought into the guest house, too. The fastest way to get to the bottom of this would be ask them directly. Unfortunately, they haven't shown any inclination to tell us anything so far. Yes, all we can do is bring one of them here and give it a shot. What are you doing here? In here? How dare you try to interfere with our sacred mission? Sacred? Oh, you clearly know something. You may be an enemy, but I admire your devotion to your cause. This will not be an easy task. Want me to give this a shot Jaeger style? Much as I'd rather not. No, leave this to me. I'll try the interrogation techniques I learned at the police academy. You can try whatever you want, but you never break me. This is a tough one. Maybe we shouldn't discuss what we're going to do in terms of torture and interrogation right, like in front of him. We need to get him to talk, but I really don't want to do anything too rough. You lot are hopeless. Get out of the way, I'll handle this. Oh? You have a plan? Magic? Or just fire?
Now, you're going to tell us everything we want to know. What were you doing here?
Why would I tell you that? Because we're your friends, of course. We came here to help you. My friends? That's right, so you need to tell us exactly what the Supreme Leader told you to do. Yes, you're right, I do. Shh, no one talk. Let it happen. We were told to keep an eye on the situation. In the theme park, you mean? That's right. What's in Michelin Wonderland? Why were you keeping an eye on it? I don't know. We were just told not to interfere with anything. We were told to report immediately if we saw anything out of the ordinary. Such as? I don't know. I see. Thank you. It's clear that's the extent of what you know. You can take a nap now. That was amazing. What did you even do? Reminded me of one of the spells Emma used a while ago. The principle is basically the same. You just muddle their consciousness and lead them into doing what you want. It doesn't work against the especially strong-willed, though. Ooh, Jedi mind trick. Nice job, Celine. We're lucky to have you here. What? I'm not Rose's successor for nothing. Are you? Has that been established before? I don't remember that. I certainly hope I would be capable of something as simple as this. Unfortunately, there was very little that we could extract from him. Indeed. Even he didn't seem to know why the theme park requires such intensive surveillance. The enemy's hiding something there for sure. We just need to find out what. I think our only option is going to be to go there and find out ourselves. Let's make for Michelin Wonderland, everyone. Right. Okay. That eye again? Was that my imagination? What was it? What your imagination? Elaborate, Reen. Elaborate, Reen. Come on. You are so bad at elaborating. Oh. Okay. Have we hit the stopping point this time? Oh, okay. It's glowing. Maybe that means something's happened. Is everything alright, Instructor? Yeah, sorry. My memory's still hazy, but my instincts are telling me this might be a good chance to train. Maybe we should look into that if we get the chance. Okay.
Your old man sure works quick, Yuna.
Yep, that's my dad. As soon as I called, he sprang into action.
Pretty sure we can leave this area to the resort staff now that the situation's under control, yeah?
Yeah. Michelin Wonderland's next, then.
Okay, I guess it's telling me that this is where the cutoff point is for this one. One of the 3 went down, so I guess I'll treat it like the other ones, where I will do the other first half of each act and jump into Reverie and then come back in a similar way I did for Act 3. It definitely seems like it wants me to play it that way, so might as well.